Life, baby. For life, baby. What do you have for me today?
Welcome back, Sister Subund, and
I'm
welcome
gonna
back
be
to Sister
speaking.
Subund.
I'm gonna be speaking in my UK accent today. How about that? What do you think?
That's
Hey,
cool.
sweetheart. What do you think about my UK accent? You like it?
That's great. In it.
In it. All right.
I can see you ate so well today before coming on here with me. I am hungry. I cannot
Yeah,
even take my accent. I'm
yeah,
even trying to speak
sweetheart.
with the original accent I have. So,
Sorry,
my dear,
sorry, sorry.
it's cool
Okay.
if you are British and I am Nigerian.
Oh,
Just
I'm
remain your
British.
British. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
remain
British.
British. Yeah,
I
it's cool.
started there. I started there.
hmm I went to look around there. I not studied there. I not studied there. I went to look around.
Oh.
I went to look around. Oh
Hey
my god.
guys, welcome back to Sisters Huban. Hey
Welcome,
sisters,
welcome, welcome.
welcome back to the channel. Today I don't have a lot of exposure on my face. I don't know. Is it better now?
Still not bad.
Mm, it's better. Let me be
Mm-hmm.
facing the window.
You have lost your accent though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because of you, right? I just have to do it because of you. We back again. I'm back
Yes.
again. Hey, hey. I say I'm
I
traveling
am
tomorrow. You
I
wanna
just
come?
got back. You
I
said,
just got. You just got back. I'm traveling tomorrow. Do you wanna come?
please, I'll be glad if you take me along.
I'm going to Yas Island.
Yes, Island.
Yep.
In where?
Yes.
Rakima or Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi.
Ha! Kus, you are now doing things with Sheiko. I am here, darling. You are not.
You know the thing about me? It's just like when I said I wasn't in the mood to shoot Abby.
Mm,
Getting myself to start something is always very like I'm never in the mood. This trip
okay.
we've probably been planning for the past 3 weeks, but I've just not felt like going. But I know that by the time I get there, I'll enjoy myself. And I'll forget
So
about
you
how
start
hard it was. I'll forget about how hard it was to even get up from my
for you
house
to
to go.
start.
But
Okay.
I guess if I had planned it alone, I'll probably have cancelled. But because I had planned it with somebody, I feel like I can't
Yeah.
cancel.
Yeah. You have to show up, and then when you show up, your mood
Yalla,
comes up.
that's all that you need. Just show up.
Show up.
Just show up. And that spark will come.
Of course, definitely.
All
The
right.
spark may even be waiting for you at the point of at that point where you need to show up. You must not always go with the spark from your home.
I know, right?
hmm
All right. Jenny, what do you have for us today?
So today we are going to continue with our Q&A from the last session and then debate on this topic. Is motherhood a full-time job? Is
You
motherhood a
already know where I
full-time job?
stand. You already know where I stand. Me,
Who
I'm
is
not
of
a
the
mother
opinion
yet,
that motherhood
but
is a
I know.
full-time job?
I know. Motherhood is a full time job. I think maybe I shouldn't say full time job. Maybe I should say excess time job. Because a
Easy,
normal full time job is 8 hours a day.
of course.
You people, you and your employer, how long do you work for? Is it not
We work
almost
24 hours.
24 hours?
No, we work 24 hours.
Okay.
She's
So what are
sleeping.
you
You have to
saying?
wake up and check what angle is she sleeping at. Because
She's
this one, you
safe.
will keep her head towards the head of the bed, and maybe in an hour, she has turned herself towards the foot. I know what that means. If she gets up, she can get up and sleepwalk, and you can find her on the floor.
And
So
she
it is your
can
duty,
hurt
of course,
herself.
and she can hurt herself. So if you're not sleeping on the bed on the floor, I mean, yeah,
Mm.
like if the foam is not on the floor, if it's on a bed frame, that is another job on its own.
Then you
Yeah.
have to stay
Or
awake
you build
also.
a barrier. Even the barrier you have built, because she has started walking, she can sleepwalk. Children sleepwalk a lot. This one, I have seen her sleepwalking. She will just get up, take some walks, and go to another extreme and lie down. What is wrong with where you're lying down before? Nothing. It's
Nothing.
just being a child. Yeah. It's just being a child. So I think we first of all talk about this: is motherhood a full-time job? And Kus is of the opinion that it's an SS time job because
I
it's
don't
not
know.
an 8 to 5 or nine
It
to
is
five job.
not. Because all my friends that have babies,
Yeah.
including my sister in my immediate
Mm-hmm.
young, every time you call, the baby is there. It is the baby that determines the routine. First of all, whether they're going to
Exactly.
take that call and how long that call will be. It is the
Exactly.
baby that determines if you are going out today or not.
Or
It
not.
is the baby
Exactly.
that determines if you are eating every single thing. So what are you saying? I only have to
So the
deal
baby
with
is your employer.
I only have to deal with my employer 8 hours in a day. But you guys,
We are dealing
all
with
day,
us
all
4 hours.
night. All day, all night. And what are you telling me? Please. Definitely a full-time job. That's it.
Hi. Does the world know? Well, some countries that know place women on benefits, but I don't think it's still enough to place women on 1 year benefits because it gets tougher when the child becomes a toddler.
Hmm.
Honestly, it gets tougher when the child becomes a toddler. As a baby, you may be struggling with yourself and your mental health, but
Hmm.
as a toddler, you may no longer be struggling with your mental health. You are not struggling with the baby's exploitation because the baby will
Hmm.
start begin to explore. They are beginning to have that feeling and
Hmm.
sense. So they need to explore their sense organs. At least you can hear background noise now. She's trying to pour the whole biscuit out from the packet. Stopping her now will either stop this video or throw me into another mood. So you
Yeah.
choose your battle. Yeah. So I sometimes feel it is easier to handle a baby. It's easier to handle a baby in the sense that if you routinize the baby,
Hmm.
you can at some point you can predict to some extent what is wrong with a baby. So if a baby is
Hmm.
crying, that a baby is hungry, wants to be changed, or want to cuddle, or is not does not like the environment. Like when you make one or two predictions, you can
At
find out
least
what is
hit
wrong with
one.
the baby.
Hmm.
But you see that one that has started working or that has crossed 1 year, they are
Hmm.
called terrible twos. They are not up to 2 years old, but they are called terrible twos.
They
See
can
T.
destroy everything.
They he said destroy. They are always looking for her to kill themselves. Cause it's not even a matter of what vision is destroying. If they're destroying things is a different case. They are always looking for her to kill themselves. I opened the window for her to look out. She said she wants to look away to look out because she always tell me, mommy, nya nya nya, like she wants to go and anya, she wants to see around. I said, okay, let me open the window for you. At least you can look out from the window.
Hmm.
I opened the window. Please, guess who is climbing the window to climb out? Who do you want to kill? Me.
She wants to look around. She wants to see the world. No
She wants to
limitations.
see the world with her legs
Yes.
from the window. And when she falls from this building, what will I say? What will I tell my God? Or what will I tell people? That
So
I
your
opened the
eyes
window for
always
her.
has to be on her every time.
My eyes are always on her, except she is, even when she's sleeping. Even when she's sleeping, I will sometimes rush to go and see her.
Hmm.
So is an excess time job as you have stated. What is my opinion about motherhood? My opinion is that from age 0 to age at least 4,
Hmm.
you need to take a break
And just stay with them.
and be with your child. Honestly, if I have my way,
Hmm.
I would not engage myself in any career war, like in any 9 to 5 job till my children are at least up to that age of going to secondary school. At least 10 years. I'm not
Hmm.
joking. Well, thank God for content creation. It's hard to
Work
build an
from home.
audience. Yeah, you can work from home. And then it is easier for you to work from home if you're a lifestyle blogger or a mommy blogger. You can always incorporate your children into your blogs. But for those of us who are not lifestyle bloggers, you always have to wait for them to calm down and then you start. But whichever way, still thankful to content creation that that when you're able to build your audience and you are monetized,
Yeah.
you can earn from it. Yeah. So for a mother who does not have her needs provided, I would not
Mm.
tell her to, rush out and to stay at home and look after her children. But if you have your needs met, at least if your partner or your husband is contributing at
Mm.
least 50 and above percent of the needs and 100 of your needs and 100 of the child,
Of the child.
yes, you can
Mm.
sacrifice your needs for that meantime. You will not even know when those years will go by. You can sacrifice some of your needs at that moment. Once the child is fully provided for and the home is fully provided for and 50% of your needs are being met, you can sacrifice the remaining 50 and stay and take care of your child at least till the child is 4 years. Why 4 years? So that the child will be able to wipe his or her butt, because it's important. You cannot be following someone to be wiping his or her butt all the time. As when a child is up to 3, 4 years, they can wipe themselves, at least wipe themselves clean to an extent.
Properly.
That is a foundation stage where you begin to build morals for them before they go outside and start picking morals you don't know. And if you
Yeah.
don't watch them closely at this stage, they go with whatever they see. Okay. Peer pressure it's not even about peer pressure. This is the stage where they imitate whatever they see. It's not all
Mm.
about what you say. Yeah. It's what they see. That is what they imitate. So if you are the one that is always shouting, 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 you find out that when your child wants to talk to another person, shout, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Like there was a time I was like, why is my child, whenever she wants to talk, she will just go, yeah, 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 yeah. My younger sister said, that's the way you used to scold when you get angry. You just start, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, okay, she's just 8 months. And when she wants to speak to somebody, she's having that, rageful manner. And I don't like it. So I'm like, okay, I
I
have to
have to
parent
stop.
myself now. Of course, I have to parent myself. I have to stop. So what I do is, if I feel I'm so angry, I can just breathe and just breathe, breathe, breathe. Then I hold myself and I begin to say that thing I want to say slowly. And I don't see that in her again. I'm not joking.
Mm.
I can't find her screaming now, like, screaming when she wants to talk to someone. You can only hear her talking normally, or when she wants to show excitement. Normally, when you want to
Mm.
show excitement, there should be some level of up feelings for you.
Mm.
Yeah, that is what I see in her now. But see that one of, maybe she sees grandma, she's like, oh, it was it was from the way she sees me communicating. Yeah, because I'm usually tired, I'm usually sad, I'm usually angry. I was going through lots of emotion. So sometimes you can see me just snap off. Yeah, you can just find me snapping off. And she was speaking that without my noting it. But
Mm.
until I now see her, whenever she wants to talk, like normal baby blabbing, she is either screaming or showing some raging characters. I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't want this for my child. So I had
Mm.
to parent myself. Yeah. I had to caution myself. I had to stop. So since then, I no longer see that. Yeah. So that's why I said that age is the formative years. Your child needs to learn the core and the right skills.
Yeah.
Then again, it will also help you to know their need and routinize them. If you routinize a child, is very easy to handle them, irrespective of there are times you will think you have figured it out and they will snap away. Like this one. I remember when I was in Nigeria. I
Sorry,
think the
I don't know.
network
I
was
think it was my network that cut.
okay, that's okay. I remember
You
when I was
wanted
in
to tell us
Nigeria.
the second thing. Second thing.
The second thing was
The
that okay,
first
was
thing
that
is
with the
that they imbibe. That's their formative years
yeah,
and all
that's
of
their
that.
formative years, yeah. And then the second one is that's also the time you routinize them, like you place them on a routine. And I was saying that
Mm.
if you place a child on a routine, it is easier
Mm.
to manage. But there are times you will think you have figured it out and they will snap off. So I give you an instance. When I was in Nigeria, okay, when I was in the UK, 7 o'clock, my baby has gone to bed. Then she wake up again at 11 to suck, and then she goes to bed 11, let's say 11:30 ish, and wakes up again at 1. And then when she wakes up at 1, she may go to bed around 4 and wake at 9. So I am like, okay, I can fit into that routine. Just when I thought I figured out the routine, madam changed totally. She changed into going to bed at 7:30 or 8. waking up at 11 and wanting to play with you all night till
Hey.
6. Now,
So I
how
think
do you
it
tolerate
changes
this?
based on how, like, they're, as they grow up, these things change.
As they grow, they change. But when they get to a certain stage and you place them on routine, it can work. At least,
Mm,
at least the friction won't be much. Even that, I mean, there are days they wouldn't really want to go to bed at that time, but it
mm.
won't be as often as not wanting
As
to do it
yeah.
every day. Yeah. So if you place a child on routine and the child knows that okay, 6, mommy is giving you dinner, 7, mommy is betting you, 8, you are sleeping, you are already on in bed. No matter what they are doing at that time, once it's evening, they know that mommy give us food, mommy bet us, mommy place us, take me to bed. And it has helped. Like since last week, we started a new routine because the routine we are using before, she has cancelled it.
She's the determinant of the routine.
She is the determinant of the routine, exactly. She has cancelled it, so I have come with a new routine. Before now, once it is 10 here, once it's 9, she'll start showing signs of someone that wants to sleep. So when I start seeing those signs, I'll feed her. I'll bathe her, then feed her, clean her up, read for her, then pray and place her on bed. Now, when it is 10, that is when she wants you to drive her in her car. That is
10
when she
p.m.
wants you to take her outside.
10
That is
p.m.
when she wants you to start drawing on her paper. That is when she wants you to carry her on your head. That is when she will want to drag you to go and lay her down, as in to go and look around. How can you be going at 10 p.m. to look around?
So
So
if
I had
this
to.
happens and you go to bed with her, what happens?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, let's go and
You go
sleep.
to, now I also tried that one. When the first day she did that, I tried to accommodate her. The second day I had to switch off the light and then we went to bed.
Hmm.
No one asked me to switch on the lights.
What happened? Area scatter.
Scatter is this small one. She will pinch me, she will drag my cheeks, she will drag my mouth. I'll place her on my bosom to suck. She will suck and suck. You will see that she's feeling restless. So
Hmm.
at that moment, I think you need to let her be. I had to let
So
her
what's
be.
causing this change of routine and restlessness?
I mean, this is something I cannot explain it. Is just like how human emotions changes. So maybe that day she's not just feeling like being in that mood with me.
Hmm.
I won't bundle her. Okay, you can't
And you
force
won't
her to
force
sleep.
her
I
to
know,
sleep. Yeah.
yeah, of course, sleep and feeding are not things you can force a child. You can force bet a child, but you cannot force feed a child, and you cannot force a child to sleep. Yeah, you can only force her and bait her because even when she's trying to wriggle, I can be controlling her and baiting her.
Yeah.
But see, forcing her to sleep, no, you cannot force her to sleep. Forcing her to eat, no. When you put it, she will use her tongue and wedge the spoon from coming into her mouth. So what do you do? What do you do? Do you cut off the tongue?
Kai.
What do you do? Yeah. So the only thing is you just have to keep figuring it out. But at every time, let there be a routine. At every time,
Hmm.
let there be a routine. It will help you. So
So that
since
means
last
the
week,
mother must first have a routine and
of
then
course,
create one for the daughter.
and create for the toddler. Yeah.
So
Like
if
I
if
want
the
to,
person is somebody that does not usually just goes with the flow, no routine.
you are setting yourself up somehow. You are setting yourself up somehow for screaming, tiredness, extreme fatigue.
Hmm.
You may lose yourself in the process, honestly. If you don't set yourself on routine, even if your personal life you're not routinized, but you have
Yep.
that routine for the baby, it will help you more. It will help you more. Because I find before now, I know usually, I know my routine usually. There are basic things I must do in a day.
Hmm.
Like now she's having her me time. You see, she's not disturbing me. But I cannot ask her to shut up. If I ask her to shut up, wahala. Wahala. So I'll have to let her be. This is her me time. Even if I step out of here, she won't look for me. That is the truth. She will not look for me. Yeah.
Hmm.
Back to what I was saying. If as a mother you don't have routine before parents, it will
Distorts the
it will
other.
of course. you will feel so uneasy with yourself. So the best thing is to create a routine and stick by it. It's like a short term. Let me not say short term before some
Short
people cut my head though.
short term care.
I am sorry for using that word short term, but you have to routinize. Honestly, you have to routinize. If you ask parents who have done this in the past, they will tell you that routine helped them. And if
Yeah,
you remember growing up, you know that your parents will have served you dinner between 7 and 8, and then they're pushing you to go to bed so that they can watch
exactly.
NTA news. I remember that one. 8, you're already in your room so that my mom and I can watch NTA news. So that is routine as well. When you
Mm,
come back from school, the first thing you do is to wash your sandal and your water bottle before you eat. So
mm,
it's a routine. So it's not like it's a timetable, but it's just like an activity you can have mentally or you can have physically. You see, I'm already
yeah.
teaching motherhood here, and you are not yet subscribed. You are not yet subscribed after all these tips I have given you. Well,
All these
I know you will
details.
subscribe. I know you will subscribe. So yeah,
I
like
I
there is. Mm,
I just feel like one cannot really prepare for motherhood until you get there. No matter how much you prepared, you can never really be 100% ready until
at all.
motherhood is staring you in the face like this.
Yeah, yeah, and then it also depends on the challenges that comes with motherhood. I find this thing I'm about to say so sensitive. I find it so sensitive to say, but it is the truth, it is the reality, and every day I try to muster courage to say it. I tell people that when I see a woman wedding,
Mm,
I'm being particular about women because the burden of family falls on the
childcare.
women.
Yeah.
The burden of the family, no, forget about childcare now. The burden of the family falls on the women because the society has somehow made it that we excuse men for a lot of things, and which is very bad. But the burden of the family falls a lot on the women. What do I mean? When I see a lady wedding, I am happy for her because this is her desire to have her own home. But then I am on the other extreme. I am using extreme now. I'm not saying on the middle. On the other
Mm,
extreme, I am so scared for her because her life is about to change in a way she does not expect it. It may change for good and it may change for worst. It may change for the best and it may change for the worst. Now, when the wedding is over and I see a woman pregnant, my fear increases. And why does my fear increase? My fear increases because the outcome of your birth may also change everything for you. Now, I'm going to give you different instances. The first one, some people give birth and they're not able to walk again all their life. They lose their movements. Now, the second one is you may birth a special need child.
ah.
Mm. You may birth a special need child, and some people don't take it well. So, thankfully, people are now educating other mothers or other parents who have special needs children on how to go about it. But that does not take away the stress. That does not take away the emotional roller coaster. That does not take away that this is a long-term thing. Like it's just like a forever thing. But you are only going to live with it. Okay, you are only
Mm,
going to live with it. And so when you look at your single life, you know that if you didn't get into this stage, it's not going to happen. These are all the uncertainties that come with motherhood. Then you can also, come with the uncertainty of let's say of not knowing what will happen tomorrow. It could be an accident. It could be your child. It could be your child getting into trouble.
yeah.
It could be your child creating more trouble for you and all that. So you see that I just have to round up anyway. You see that parenting journey is just a journey of uncertainty. And if yours turns out well, you thank your God. If it doesn't turn out well, you find how to contain your cross. That is how I see it. That's how I see it. But I always hope for the best. Honestly, I always hope for the best. I would say to every mother, do the best you can. Find the routine for your child. Pray, commit
Mm,
everything to God's hands, and just be hopeful. Honestly, just be hopeful. Just be hopeful.
man. It's not easy.
So
Like,
with these few
I
points of
understand.
mine,
I understand how even getting married can just like just change your life. How much more
of course.
bringing a human being into this world.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that there is an ideal time to have a child after you get married?
Okay. This is an interesting question because why is it an interesting question? Because this was one of the center thoughts when I was getting married. So when I was getting married, I told my husband that I am not going to have any child till 2 years later in the marriage.
Hmm.
And he was like, why? I'm like, I need to understand myself more. One. Two, I am not prepared to get into marriage today and have a child tomorrow. I am not looking to impress anyone. I am not barren. And even if I'm barren, I mean,
It's nobody's business
child is not the center. Yes, children are not the center
of the
of
marriage.
vast of the marriage. Yeah, marriage is basically companionship, and then every other
Yeah.
thing can follow. But the only thing is that deceit can come in when the other partner wants a child and then you don't want a child
Yeah.
and you don't communicate. That is deceit. But in my case,
Mm.
I told him no child till 2 years, okay, because I need to
That
use
was
these two
before the
years
marriage.
before the marriage. So, do you agree? If you don't agree, I am moving on. If you agree, I am not nearing taking in, not even the one that will even come and go. I am not nearing it. It is 2 years, and then I can begin to talk about giving birth.
Hmm.
So, what do I say about having a child? Take your time. Take your time. But in taking your time, also consider other factors. I don't think you would want to have children in a later age where I'm as in aside people who marriage didn't happen for early. I
Hmm.
don't think you like to keep taking care of kids when you should be retired and resting.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't think you would like that, depending on how you plan your life. But my major thing is take your time. My dear, you are not competing with anybody. I'm changing tone now because the one with the best don't they come. You are not in competition with anybody. Okay, your happiness is not dependent on the number of children you have, unless you want to center your happiness around the number of
Around
children you have.
children.
Which anyway, I won't decide for you. But if we want to be realistic about it, take your time. Both man and woman, take your time. Take your time.
You know,
You did not come to this world to give birth to children.
Jenny, let me share a story I read online. I don't know if you
Okay.
had seen that story. So this
Share with me.
the man was sharing, was
Mm.
asking for advice online. He said that
Okay.
before they got married, they
Okay.
had agreed between themselves that they were not
Okay.
going to have a child immediately. They were going to wait for like I think 2 or 3 years so that they can
Okay.
be able to be stable financially before they can have a
Okay.
child. So they got
Yeah.
married and the parents in law started putting pressure on the wife.
Okay.
And the wife started falling for this pressure. And the
Okay.
husband keeps saying, we are not ready to have kids. And
Okay.
then the church now, the in-laws started putting pressure. Since
Mm.
the pressure was not influencing the man, they
Yeah.
focused on the lady.
The woman. Yeah.
And the lady was supposed to be on contraception.
Yeah.
And she told the husband that she's on contraception. So they eventually convinced the lady and she took off the contraception and she got
Okay.
pregnant without the knowledge of
Okay.
the husband and she gave birth to twins.
Okay.
The husband says he doesn't have money.
Okay.
Like he was like, the lady got pregnant, I think few months into the marriage and everything changed. The man says he is very sad and there's no enough money to even take care of the children.
No, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That he is not, that the marriage did not bring him happiness at all. He's just sad. What should he do? I don't know if it's the man that was reporting or the girl. because the girl was trying, I think it was the girl that was reporting. He was saying
Okay.
things like, they are not even happy. The man is not even talking to her.
Okay.
Things are not going well. She's sad. There's no money. Hey, good.
So, Kus, thank you for bringing this up. And let me now drag you back again. I'm dragging you this time around, though. I am dragging you and I'm shaking my head.
Hey. Why are you dragging me? See
Dragging.
your employer. They go sack you now. They start shouting now.
So you're dragging me. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
So, Kus, you see when I told you that my greatest fear is, and in fact, that the greatest way you can show me love is to keep to your words. I hope you understand it now. Because when people go against the agreement you have with them, it can
Right?
change in 360 your whole life.
I don't
This man
understand
has
why
genuine
somebody would
reason.
take why somebody would take the words of outsiders over that of their partner.
See, in fact, this is a clear state of,
Hey,
it's not a state of pressure. Parents-in-law will be fine. She can even
exactly.
drag the pressure for 2 years. So they will be fine. Okay. You see, if you cut them off within that 2 years, they will come around when you have children. Definitely,
Exactly.
they will come around. Their main goal is not for you to have children. When you have children in 2 years, in 3 years, they will come around. At that point in time, the opinion is not, it does not even matter. Like, these are the kind of things that get me nuts, and I begin to shake my head and scream when I'm talking.
Easy, calm down. Like the marriage was supposed to
Okay.
make them happy. Now the marriage did not even bring them happiness because of the carelessness and the indiscipline from this girl. What kind of pressure?
I
When
am
you were
not,
getting
I
pregnant,
will
did
not.
you not see the financial state of the family?
So what, I don't want to blame the girl. I don't want to blame the girl 100%.
I blame her
Okay.
100%. I blame
Because
her
see,
100%.
I know that 100% she's at fault for going against the agreement with her husband. Because that is the agreement that should matter, not the agreement with her parents-in-laws. So what if
Exactly.
the parents-in-laws got demised within those months she was pregnant? What if they were demised within those months she was pregnant?
My own is the parents-in-law are not even contributing financially now that the babies are here. And the pastors and all the church people. So I
My
blame
dear
her.
pastor will do second collection for me every Sunday. He will keep doing second collection for me every Sunday. Every
Like, he will
Sunday.
not do. They'll say children are blessings from God. These are the
Did I
kind of
did I say that
things.
the ones I have are a curse?
Exactly. These are the
Did I
kind of
say
things
that
that
they are a
happen
curse?
and people start misinterpreting God. Children are blessings from God when they come at the right time.
Not only even at the right time, when you at least when you give them that good life and not let them suffer.
Exactly.
Okay. You see, that's why I said, you see, the burden of the family lies on the women. I say it every time. And that's why women need to be empowered to have guts. Okay? Women need to be empowered to have guts. The guts to choose what is best for you and
But
stick to it.
Jenny, I want to believe
Yeah.
that before somebody decides that I'm good, first of all, that marriage was not the first marriage. So that means she was of age. She knew she was happy to get married
Yeah.
to this person. For
Yeah.
you to now get pregnant because of another person, not because you want to get pregnant, because of
And not even because of your partner who is going to
not
be in
even
the
not
marriage
even
and
your
pregnancy
partner,
with you.
not even your
That's
partner,
crazy.
another person.
It's crazy. I don't I
No,
like
no,
it's
no.
crazy.
Now you're
It's
coming
crazy.
to ask us, oh, he's not talking to me. He's not smiling. He's not happy.
This,
What should we
how do
do?
you even want
Why
him to
should he
smile?
why should he talk to you?
This is somebody who
Financial
has planned
pressure
his
from
life.
nowhere.
And twins, for that matter. Push, you see this
Ah,
one alone. The clothes I bought her in October are no more entering her. I am not joking. The trousers I did not even seen the growth physically. But when I put on the trouser is tight. But I'm very sure I tested those trousers in October. This is December. And those trousers are not fitting. I am going to change her wardrobe again this Christmas. These are
how
the
much
burden
more
that
twins?
how much more to twins.
My honest, where are the advisors? There is a baby now. Come and contribute.
They're nowhere to be found. They are nowhere to be found.
It's like all those people that will pressure you into doing a big wedding, and when it's time to pay for the services, nothing, they are not contributing anything.
They will not even spray you better money on your day. They will not. So I am mad at this story. Honestly, I am mad at this story.
Every time I
But
remember
then,
this story, I get upset. Like, what? Ha, God.
the only thing is, the man has to, his anger is justified, 100%. Like, I'm not even diluting it. His anger is justified, 100%. But then there has to be a way around it, okay? It has happened, it has happened. Trusting the
Yeah.
wife again is gonna be
It's
hard.
going to be a big
But
deal.
let's look at the children. Trust, even if he wants to exit the marriage, he should not ignore those children. They are his fruits.
Yeah,
They
even if
come
he
for him.
exits the marriage, he still has to
He
take care
should
of the
not ignore
kids.
those children. Of course, he should take, because it will be very hard to trust the wife again. It will
Yeah.
be very hard to trust the wife again. Also, what I have learned in this my life is this: when I'm in agreement with somebody, I also try to take cover. Take cover in the sense that he should have also had his own preventive measures. I'm not blaming him here, but I'm just telling you my tactics. I'm just telling you my tactics.
Jenny, if you had read this story, he said that she
But
was
yeah,
on
I understand. She said,
no,
yeah,
Jenny, wait. She was on contraception
yeah.
in agreement with her husband.
And the
She
husband
now
trusts that the
went, yes,
contraception will protect.
it
So if
was
the
actually,
contraception failed, it would have been a different case.
it would have been a different case. She went to remove the contraception because she wanted to
She's
get
not smart.
pregnant.
She's not smart. She's not
I'm
smart at
like,
all.
are you okay?
I am sad. I am angry at this story now. I don't even know how to. I don't know how to feel. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this whole thing. But it has happened. Means it has happened. But
I just feel like she has to bear the consequences and just pray
definitely,
to God. Pray
definitely,
to God that the God
definitely,
should make the man come around, because
definitely. If not, at least come around for the children. If not for
because
anything.
it's not like we are not all perfect. We do things and we don't want the consequences. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, she was at fault, but God should just have mercy on her and make the
Definitely.
husband come around. Either provide a financial provision or breakthrough for them.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
make the husband come around, because
And then another thing I tell people is this: when you are in a difficult situation, the most important thing you should be wary of is people you take advice from, or where you take advice from. Before you run out to broadcast that thing,
mm,
find good people, like find good advisors. Not even just people who will give you religious advice. It has happened now. You know God. Mm-mm. People who will give you very objective advice. And
yeah.
that's objective advice is what will help you to scale through. You see me, when I get into a difficult situation, I know who to call. I pick my phone and I call my mentor. My mentor is not about to tell me to pray. In fact, I can't,
But there are
I
some
can't
situations
remember.
that is only prayer that can solve that thing right now.
I understand though, but I can't remember sharing something with him and he's like, Ada, you have to
Mm,
pray. No, we talk about it and then he said, but don't forget to pray. But you
yeah.
see those ones that will just tell you go and pray. That one annoys the hell out of me, but that's a different topic. But my main point here is who you take advice from matters. You see what
Apart
has
from
happened to
that,
this man? Yeah,
Jenny, you may have some very good, reasonable people around that will give you
yeah,
advice. You
yeah.
still need discernment. You still need the Holy Spirit to teach you how to discern. It is not every good advice that you should take, because times are different. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now let me bring it to context. That your
Okay.
mother-in-law and pastor say you should have a child is not a bad thing.
No, of course it's not a bad
It's
advice.
not a bad thing.
Of course.
Now, the fact that she could not discern the times and seasons in their marital life
Mm-hmm.
and take that advice but do not put it into use is my
Mm-hmm.
problem with her.
My
Because
own is not even
what if
okay.
the mother-in-law has been giving her good advice before and she takes it and it works for her, right? Because they were
Yeah.
going to tell, I think they told her that, don't worry. He said, don't know, when the child comes, he will be so
He will
happy.
definitely want.
You get. So
I
yes,
get that.
there are certain people that would give you advice and it will work,
Yeah.
and they are very good advice. However, you
Mhm.
should be able to discern times and seasons and when that advice will work and when
To
it will
work.
not work.
You
It's
are
like
right.
sometimes conflict resolution, that
Mm-hmm.
whenever the other person is blowing hot, two people cannot be mad at the same time. You have to blow cold. But there are
I don't
times,
buy that one, sha.
there is a time
Mhm.
that
Mm.
you would have to blow hot,
I
even
will
when the
blow
other
hot
person is
when your
blowing
own
hot.
hot.
You get. So you need the discernment, because some people may just use that tactic and say, oh, every time I do like this, she will withdraw. Okay, let me
She do like
continue.
this. So let me keep
You
doing
will
like this.
also need to discern and know exactly when to blow. So what this
She's
brain that
actually,
God
I
gave
think she's
us.
not smart. She's not smart.
Ha!
The advice I'm even talking for now is about the man. Like, let him have people who will give him good advice.
Which
The man,
advice?
the
Wait till
man
you
is
go
my
tell
problem,
that
not the
man
woman.
now.
That one
See,
has
thing
fuck up.
is,
One, she
everything
went, okay, she
everything that
went
man is
contrary
going to
to her
think about
achievement.
is finance.
Of course.
So what are you
Of
going to
course.
tell him? Is his salary increase? That's why I'm saying that it is only financial breakthrough that will even make the man to stop being upset and come around and now
Of course.
maybe
And come
learn
on,
to
yeah.
trust her again. Thank you, viewers. Let's know what you think in the comment section, because this one with me.
Ah, it's crushed my bone. Like, I'm already,
Ah,
see, I said this video so calm. I left my violence in our
you
last topic.
come,
And
you
you,
come. Camouflage. It's camouflage I'm talking about.
Alaba, and you just dragged me. And you just dragged me out. Ah,
Hmm.
honestly, let's know what advice you have for the man. For me, I'm of the opinion that he should just do the much he can now and rest. Like,
Yeah.
he should not abandon those children. That is my own one. He should not abandon them. Even if he doesn't want to be with the woman again, it is his decision not to be with the
Yeah.
woman. But the children, please, those ones are innocent. They didn't beg to come here. Now, have his body bring them here? I know,
He
but
can
please,
take
they are his
he
kids.
can decide to tell the wife, go and stay with the mother-in-law now. Since when the mother-in-law will run
I
out.
wanted to say that, but I said I don't want to start spewing stupid advices here. Now, I don't want to like say the things I want to hear. Before some people will come for my head. My head is not
Let
yet
our
palatable for him.
let our viewers judge this matter in the comment section,
Just
because
judge
me,
the
I
matter.
cannot. I have removed my hands from it. Before somebody will
Don't wash
say
your hand like
couscous,
pilots.
before somebody say couscous does not like it, let me remove my hand from it. Children are
Yeah,
the
so if you go
blessings
to
of the
this,
Lord. You know all those kind
mm,
of sentiments.
hey, I don't want to talk. Someone was doing the editing story for me then and said, I already planned to fly my wife abroad, and then she got pregnant. I just looked at the man like she got pregnant, like she just fell on top of the pregnancy. You see, my violence is coming. In fact, coach, I have to be home. Let's conclude. Let's just conclude. There are things that annoy me. I'll start boiling. And she just fell on top of me
Why
and
you
she
angry?
got pregnant. I was already planning
Why
for
you
her to get her
angry?
and she fell pregnant. She just saw the
Why are
pregnancy
you
and fell on top
angry?
of me. No, you see,
Oh
it's a woman that
Lord.
fucked up in this case, eh? But you see, when men tell you and the wife just fell pregnant, that one used to annoy me. It used to annoy the hell out of me. She just stopped pregnant.
But you know what I have learned? I have learned that as adult females, we should try to, like, we should be in control.
Exactly.
If we don't want to get pregnant, we should not get pregnant.
Mind them.
Because
Even
this
if your
man,
husband is pressurizing and you know that your body is not ready,
exactly. If
and
you're
you
not
know that
ready,
your body is not ready, if anything
don't do
happens to you,
it.
he will move on. Hi, Michelle.
Exactly.
He will move on. He will. In fact,
I
also know
agree
that
with
that
you.
child you are about. In fact, I don't even know if we should make this and that topic. But let's continue, sir. You see that child you're about to have. Also know that that child will be your full-time responsibility because he can wake up and move
Exactly.
away. Not only moving away, he can deny you and the child. My dear, before you start pursuing him with courts, days and months and years are going. So if
Which
you want to have a
court?
child, have the
Which
amount you can
court?
take care of, the number you can take care of. You should consider that, and also consider that you are also you have some backup. Facts. Should be I
You
said I don't
see
want to
that
enter.
that amount thing, a friend of mine told me, don't have kids that you cannot take care of. Don't have the number of kids that you cannot take care of. Should we talk about that topic? I think maybe a lot of women will not have kids. If we have to talk about that, to be
Honestly.
honest, we are
Honestly.
not going to talk
It's
about
just
that.
been
And
we
are
are
you
going
going
to
to
talk
end this
about
video?
honestly.
Are you
Cause
going to end this video?
in this sisters newborn, our sisters need to be smart. Okay? They
Ah,
need to open their eyes. People will only talk. They will talk and rest. My dear, highest in 1 year, your case will pass. We find another person to talk about. Okay? But the important thing is that you stood your ground and you made the best
one
decision for
year.
yourself.
1 year is too much now.
I'm just talking now in case the thing prolong too much. In case they keep coming back and giving us updates. 1 year, your matter will pass. We find another person and talk about. But my dear, see that next topic we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, please.
All right, so your employer is calling you. Your time off is over.
Thank you, our viewers. If you got to this point with us, thank you very much.
Thank
I know
you
you
for
enjoyed this
watching.
conversation because I did enjoy it myself. Irrespective of I still ranting because I got mad. What kind
No,
of thing
it's an emotional topic. It's very emotional. Let them
is
tell
it
us in the
gets me
comment
crazy?
section. Please don't leave without dropping a comment, okay?
We
Yeah,
appreciate that, and I would love to read your comments. Okay. Do not also forget
exactly.
to like this video,
Like
subscribe to
and
our
subscribe to
channel,
the channel.
check out our personal
Bye.
channels.
Mm-hmm.